Yo, what's this? Your boy Mellow Man Ace and Padrino.
This your boy Chingo Bling.
My name is Questlove.
What's up? This is Method Man.
I'm 50 Cent.
Yo, what's up? This is Isaac.
And you're checking out the Chino brothers right here. Keep it locked. Peace.
Mas Pingon. You know, I thought like after the song, I was like, we should start off like a show starts off. It should be like, what's up? It's your boy, the Chino brothers, you know,
Yeah.
AKA Los Chinitos Cochinitos, AKA, you know what I mean? Like, we should, like, because we always start with real low energy. I guess because it's really a podcast, not a morning show, huh? Because
It's a little more chill.
Yeah, podcast, you don't open like a morning show. I guess
it's like, hey, what's up? Yeah, what's good? It just depends. I guess I don't know. It just depends because I wouldn't be opposed to being hype.
That's a lot of energy, though, bro. And then I got to start thinking of funny names to describe us. You know what I mean? And eventually, I'm gonna just run out of them.
And dude, it's the end of the day for me and you.
Yeah, I know.
It's really the end of the day for you. You're 3 hours ahead, man. So I'm like kind of like coming down from working all day and whatever. And it's like,
Gab, don't forget, man. No one crosses the line, bro. No one crosses the line. So,
Chino Bros is
getting a notification that the Chino Brothers are starting.
That means I don't have my notification set. Oh, dude,
you might not be subscribed to the Chino Brothers.
I'm a horrible fan.
Anyways, back to what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it'd be neat. Like if you open the show and it's just like, yo, what's up? It's the Chino Brothers or something. Maybe we had a song. I don't know.
So, yeah, if any rappers are watching, any musicians, yeah, shoot us a Chino Brothers intro.
We already told one of our rapper friends to make us a Chino Brothers intro, and they didn't. All right, so tonight on the show we got DJ Drask. DJ Drask was just telling us all about how many in the green room. He's telling us how many kids he had. I was like, holy cow. I mean, this dude's like the old lady that lives in the shoe, bro. This guy has a lot of kids, my man.
Yeah.
Roy, what's up, man? Roy was at the shop today, too.
What's
a lot
up,
of Pittsburgh
Roy?
people watching today. Yeah, nice. So yeah, Drask has a lot of kids. You got to be honest with yourselves. But what I'm interested in is what all y'all are interested in, and that's the hip-hop, the DJing, all that stuff. So I'm going to bring this dude on. Adley, what do you think?
Yes, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for DJ Drask.
DJ Drask, what's up, man?
Drask.
What's up?
What's happening, man?
Oh, just hanging out here in the man cave.
Dude, I saw that you were on the Blue Zone show with
EVP.
EVP, yeah. I saw that. Like, because when I was cutting up your promo, I was like, oh man, I gotta find pictures quick. And I just grabbed it, I put it up, and then I was like, oh, that was from EVP's show. That was actually a really cool promo shot, though.
Yeah. It was nice.
That was dope. That was dope, dude. Yeah, good times too. And then, hey, but I'm feeling like, okay, getting to know DJ Drask. We've both been in Bakersfield. I've been here for since 2005. You've been here your whole life, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Besides, you lived on the coast for a little bit.
Yeah.
You were born there?
I was born in Paso Robles, yeah.
Okay.
We moved here when I was 6.
Oh, okay. So you've been here for a long time. And you've seen the hip hop, the DJing, the music, that whole scene just develop here in Kern County. So that's pretty dope too. Yeah.
When I was younger, because if you guys don't know Bakersfield, I grew up in the Barrio. That's where that's the neighborhood that I grew up in, which is East Bakersfield, over there off of California and stuff like that. So I grew up in the beginning before the Baker Boys. I used to hang around with this. It was a black guy. His name was DJ Jerome, and that's where. And another guy named Joe, Sound Express back in the days. This is way before Eric and Nick and all that. And I was like,
So hold on, let's pump the brakes for 1 sec, Dress. What year around are we talking about?
We're talking maybe like I'm gonna say like maybe 87, 88.
So 1987. What grade are you in at this point?
I'm a 7th grader.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're probably the same age around ish. So your time frames will make a little sense to me and Adley. Sometimes we get these young cats on, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I was a senior in high school." It's like 2005, and we're like, "How could you be a senior in high school? Seniors were in the 90s." You know what I mean? Like our brains get all messed up. But all right, so you were born. What was the name of the town? I apologize.
I was born in Paso Robles.
Paso Robles. Now this is a beach town. Is that what I'm understanding, guys?
It's in Santa Luis Obispo County.
Yeah, so from Pismo, it's not too far away from Pismo.
No, it's like about maybe an hour away from Pismo, an hour north of Pismo.
All right, Drask, here's the rub. I only learned about San Luis Obispo last week. Last week was the first time I ever learned about San Luis Obispo. Now, I'd heard that name before, and I grew up in West Covina, so it's not like I'm not from California, but I'm not from, that part, right?
Yeah.
Man, I thought San Luis Obispo was like some cool beach town in the middle of San Diego. Apparently, it was some sort of farm town. I'm like, what kind of crap is this?
It's partial because San Luis Obispo is like maybe 30 minutes away from the beach. Morro Bay. Morro Bay is
yeah.
Obispo. So,
okay, but where you're from was on the beach, on the ocean, correct?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
I was more in the farm area.
Man, everybody's from a farm area around here. We need some surfers, Adlai. I need to start envying somebody's life. I want to know what it's like. And they all trick me with these fun sounding towns they're from. All right, so Drask, let's skip the town you're from because apparently it wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be until you're 6, and then we get to Bakersfield. Now when you're a kid, like how long before you start listening to music? Like, you know what I mean? What was that first song you're like, oh, this is a dope song?
Well, actually, my first actual song, are you talking about like hip hop or just in general?
I mean, just in general, yeah.
Actually, the first actual song, because I grew up, I'm a Mexican family, so my first actual group that I actually fell in love with was Los Tigres del Norte. So
hey, good for you.
Pretty standard, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So my dad and mom were really into music. I mean, I have Spanish records, little albums. I mean, literally 45s, 8 tracks of steel of them.
Did you ever get into a little bit of Johnny Chingas? You remember this fool? You remember that fool?
Yes. Se me paró. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. See, like I said, but my parents were real Mexicans. They weren't Chicanos.
I got you.
I grew up with real Mexican families, not Chicano families and stuff like that. And so then we moved here, and my sister's old. I'm the youngest of 5, so my sisters and them, they went on to become basically cholos and cholas and stuff, all that. Growing up, I was the little brother that if they wanted to go somewhere, you got to take your little brother with you. And so
now, were you the baby? Were you the baby, Drask?
Yeah, okay. I'm the baby. And so I grew up without my brothers and sisters because they did their own thing. I grew up with my friends. So I mean, like I said, in the East Side. So then my neighbor across the street, he was 3 years older than me, and me and him always hung out. So he would start telling me, yeah, they're having all these dances, they're doing this. And I thought it was like, like I said, that DJ Jerome or Sound Express doing the thing, but it wasn't. It was actually, come to find out, Eric and Nick were starting out doing parties.
Doing these parties. And Eric and Nick is...
at the Boys Club, Boys and Girls Club. So back then it wasn't Boys and Girls Club, it was actually just the Boys Club. And so then I would literally 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, your parents tell you go to sleep. Well, I was going to sleep right out the window. And
oh snap.
we would go across the street and his parents were asleep, and we'd push out his dad's Nissan pickup truck and we'd take off to the party. And so but there was times that he couldn't go. So I mean, it was like maybe the Boys Club from my house was like 20 blocks. So I would walk over there.
How old are you at this point, Drask?
I'm like 12 years old.
Oh no, man. Come on now.
So I would walk.
Hey, Drask, tell them real quick. Who's Eric and Nick?
Eric and Nick are Eric and Nick Vidal. They're like family to me.
But why are they famous? I'm trying to get that out of you.
Why are they famous?
Yeah. Who are they?
They're the Baker Boys.
There you go. That's what
they're the Baker Boys. They took. I can say this. They took a lot of what DJs were trying to do in Bakersfield to that next level.
All right, so hold on, Drask. I'm just making sure that you're explaining this to everybody properly. Mm-hmm. You and the Baker Boys used to do Grand Theft Auto on your father's vehicle at
no. See, no.
And then drive drunk. Was there methamphetamine involved in this? Or
no,
I have friends at the bureau. I just want to. I'm messing with you, Drask.
No, so Eric and Nick started doing their thing because of their mom and dad. But my neighbor across the street, his name was Al. he's the one that I'd go right to the parties with. He was in high school already. I was still in junior high. And so at times he couldn't go. So I would go. And this is where I started basically my DJing, because I'd get there early to the boys club before even Eric and Nick got there.
Wait,
and so
all the parties were at the boys club?
Back then, yes, all the dances were there.
And it was for kids, right? It was focused on.
It was for high school. It was for high school. It wasn't. There was no alcohol.
There's no liquor involved?
No.
Oh.
That came on later. That came on later. So
it's kind of like a YMCA type place, right?
Yes, kind of like a YMCA.
Okay.
And so then that's how my DJ stardom started, because I would help them carry their records in. And so then that's how I knew that you had to start buying records. And then
definitely.
Down the street from my house, there was a place called the Little Black Shack. That's where I would get my records. My first actual record that I still have to this day, still wrapped up, is Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Ooh.
That was my first.
Oh man, good for you.
Yes, my first 12-inch album, and that's gonna have just came in. And
how old are you at this point?
I'm still 12. I'm still at 12 years old.
Wow.
And so
you got the 12-inch single, or you got the full album?
The full album, but the 12-inch full album.
And that was your first record you ever bought?
First record I ever bought, and I still have it.
Adley, what was your first record you ever bought?
The first record, dude, I was on that new wave 80s tip. So it was probably like I'm gonna say like Culture Club or something.
I know exactly what my first record was.
Do you? Yeah, what was it?
Yours was Culture Club?
Probably. I don't know exactly, but it was in that. I was a K-Rock kid growing up and then got into hip hop.
It doesn't matter, man. Mine's almost as gay as yours. Mine was We Are the World. Remember We Are the World?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah, dude. I had the 45 of We Are the World, dude. I would listen to that record like back to back, bro. I would just listen to that record over and over again. Especially when Ray Charles starts singing, bro. Like Ray Charles broke it down. He's like, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. It's you and me. And I was like, man, this is the jam, man. Like, I don't know why, but I love that record, bro. That was
Great
my
record.
first record I ever bought.
That was a great record for sure.
Michael Jackson
Thriller.
The full album, man. That's a here's the thing, it's a timeless record, so it's a classic. It's definitely respectable, but you're 12 at this point.
I was gonna say it worked because DJ Drask was a 12-year-old boy buying Michael Jackson.
True, Michael Jackson did enjoy his 12-year-old.
It's working.
I'll say this. When I was 12, that I was listening to hip hop. So I was like, nah, man, I don't like Michael Jackson. I might have listened to him when no one was around, but I pretended like I didn't like that dude at all.
I felt like I was like that too. I was kind of like, nah, no, I'm not playing no Michael Jackson. That's too pop.
I didn't like him.
Like I said, at the time, 12-year-old boy not working on a slight little allowance, that's what I could afford.
Very limited budget.
But my first actual hip hop record that I bought was The Breaks by Curtis Blow.
Oh, definitely
Curtis
good
Blow,
record.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely good record.
So,
These are the breaks.
Yes. And so, I mean, we ended up moving from the hood. We moved out into the country, and, high school, we started doing parties, just hanging out with certain people. Everybody was doing certain parties. And
okay, wait a minute though. So you moved out to the country. I'm assuming your siblings came with you out to the country, right?
Just me. It was just me.
No, your brothers
By
and
that
sisters.
point, huh?
By that point, my brothers and sisters were already out of the house.
Oh man, because I was gonna ask if they stayed like Cholo when they ended up in the country. You know what I mean?
No. My brother ended up being locked up most of his life.
Oh wow.
And but he changed his life around and everything got around. My oldest sister, she was never a chola. She just when we moved here, she's like 13 years older than me. Okay. And so then she was already working, so she was always working. So
okay.
So it was my sisters right above me and my brother that became all that, because my brother was a boxer. And
wow.
He actually did Golden Gloves 2 years and won them 2 years.
Wow.
And
you had to go watch his fights when you were a kid?
Yes, I did. We have videos.
That would be so sweet.
Yeah.
We saw videos of his kids. We still have videos. And so he kind of messed it up for me with my dad, because he became a cholo and started looking, and so my dad started being tough on me. So there was hanging.
Maybe he blessed you with your dad.
And honestly, as a kid, you don't think you're being blessed, but when you become a grown up, you're like, thank you
You
for
get
everything.
it. Yeah.
I'm
Did your
glad
brother
your dad
ever
looked out on you? You ain't in jail.
Yeah, did your brother practice on you?
No, he's the one that actually taught me how to fight.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing too. That's a
Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
Oh yeah.
So then
Yeah,
high
very
school
cool.
comes around, and I have a little bit of records here, a little bit of records there, not a lot, and so I started just hanging around with certain friends that did DJ and this and that, and I had
And
a
now
friend.
you're in the country though, right? Let's get back
Well,
there. So
it's not the country. Everybody just called it the country because the houses were sold out there by acres, so it wasn't considered.
Oh yeah, that's central now. But
Yeah.
back
so it was like
then,
a new, like
the
a
edge
new
of town.
plan, like a new plan at the time. Housing.
Where'd you go?
plan.
Did you go to South High?
I went to East my freshman year, and then I went to Foothill.
Eastern Foothill. Okay.
And then,
Did your
but I
dad get a raise
left.
or something?
I left. Well, I left because I left to LA to go help take care of my grandma and grandpa for a while. This is
Okay.
where I stopped DJing or doing anything with DJ, and so I left. I went to LA, so I went to West Hollywood, and then I went to Marshall High School.
Oh
When you were a kid?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's like getting bussed all the way around.
Well, my grandparents were rich, so there was no busing. I was getting rides to school all the time.
That's
West
bananas.
Hollywood High School.
So then I ended up. Yeah.
Huh? I didn't know West Hollywood had a high school.
Yeah, dude. That's where Adam Carolla went to high school.
Huh.
Did you go to Adam Carolla high school where Adam Carolla DJ Drask?
Hollywood High.
Hollywood High. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hollywood
that's
High,
where Adam
but it's in
Carolla,
West
that's where Adam
Hollywood,
Carolla
so.
went to high school. That's Adam Carolla grew up in West Hollywood.
Yeah. So it was
Okay,
Hollywood High,
okay.
and so then got into a little bit of trouble there, and then because there was a lot of preppy people there.
Oh, you start scrapping, huh, Drask?
Basically, yes. And
Don't
so
feel
then,
bad, bro.
my grandma
Let me
sent
tell
me
you a
to
story.
Marshall.
Let me tell you a story.
My grandma sent me to Marshall, and so then when my grandfather passed away, I moved back, and I ended up going to Foothill.
Wait, Marshall?
Yeah.
Marshall out there by Bakersfield, Marshall?
No, Marshall High School in L.A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so then when I came back, everybody was still doing the same thing, and so
Foothill's a tough school too.
yeah, it was a tough
It's
school.
notorious. Like East and Foothill are the two that are kind of like surrounded kind of by the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
tough.
so then I
neighborhoods.
got to familiar with a DJ at the time. His Tony G, not L.A. Tony G. It was
Okay.
it's actually Noe G's cousin.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
And so
Okay.
that's how I met Noe.
Okay.
Oh,
Noe G.
cool.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
staple
Noe's
in
real
Bakersfield too.
And
Yeah.
so Noe was DJing, and then I started hanging around with my friend Javi, and that's where I met because me and Javi and C minus.
Wow. Okay.
We went to high school together, and so then that's how I met C minus Chris.
Yeah.
And, we started doing the thing, and I was always hanging with this person, that person, a lot of DJs and a lot of friends. And so then one day I was walking to go I was gonna go to the mall. I was, like I said, we had to walk everywhere to go catch the transit. And so I was walking, and in front of me was my friend Eddie, which is, you guys know him as Senior Fatty. He's one of the DJs. Or back then he wasn't Senior Fatty, DJ Senior Fatty. He was DJ Eddie L. That's how we grew up with. And so then me and him started hooking up, and we started linking up, and then we started helping this guy named Thomas McGill, and it was called T's Army.
Wait, are you still in high school at this point?
This is Bakersfield?
Yes, this is still high school.
And you're in Bakersfield now?
Yes.
Okay, so hold on, because I want to get the timeline correct. All right, so
EVP, what's up, buddy?
what up, EVP?
This is in the 90s already.
All right, hold on, no, wait, Drask, because you and everybody does it, so don't feel bad. You jumped over a chunk of stuff, but we're gonna smooth it all out. So we'll do it like this. All right, so we're in Bakersfield.
Yes.
Your grandparents got sick, but
My
before
grandfather.
your grandfather. Okay, so but before you go to LA, where your grandfather is, while you're in Bakersfield, you start getting into music. You start getting into DJing. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get turntables yet or no?
I had yes, I did have one turntable. I had a Vestec.
Ah.
I had
I don't
one
know what
only.
that is.
And I ended up with a Gemini mixer. Old school Gemini. I
Okay.
mean,
Gemini.
it had 4 knobs.
Kind of low budget.
Yeah,
A little budget
knobs,
side.
and it was just.
Where did you get it? Did you get it from like a pawn shop or something?
I actually bought it at a secondhand store.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds
at a
like
Salvation
you
Army.
did something like that.
Huh.
That's dope though, because that was a good pull at that Sally. Nobody knew what it was except for you. And
Yeah.
you're like, does anybody know what this is? Paid like $12 for it, maybe. I don't even know if you paid $12 for it.
$8. I think I
Yeah.
remember I paid like $8 for it.
And it worked?
Yes, and it worked
Absolutely.
perfect. It worked
Of
perfect.
course, he wouldn't be telling us about it if it didn't.
I was thinking you had to do some minor repairs to get it working.
No, actually, you know what? I don't know how they ended up with it, but I bought it and it worked fine. And I had I had my just the one turntable, and then I ended up with the what was that turntable? Because it was a realistic.
The other
I
turntable?
had those, yeah.
Other turntable was a turntable.
Okay.
And well, that one, I got my butt torn to shreds on that one
Because it was belt driven?
Well, no, because I needed another turntable, and so we had this thing back in the days. It was called a consola, and I don't know if you guys remember these things, but it was like the entertainment center of the thing where it had the turntable, it had the 8-track in there.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up disconnecting the turntable out of it because they hardly ever used it on the weekend. They were always playing 8-track. And I remember my dad found out, and he saw what I was doing, but because I ended up messing up that thing.
Of course,
I got in trouble for it. So.
Hold on, Drask. I like how
funny.
Here's how Drask tells us, right? He's like, so things you got in the middle of your living room. Yeah, of course we know. Well, I took the turntable part out because they never used it. Like he has to explain to us, like we're the cops or something. Like, oh my, it's like,
yeah.
But anyways, okay, so now your grandfather gets sick, and then you go up to LA. How long were you there in Los Angeles?
A year and a half.
Was it really tough for you? Was it like, man, I can't stand this place?
No, because my grandma spoiled me. So
no, nice.
So no, and that's where I got into skating a lot too at that time.
Oh yeah,
okay.
That's a great time to get into skating.
And so so then I got to meet a couple people over there and stuff like that. I got to meet Carballo. I got to meet him over there. What was his
Caballero?
Caballero.
Steve Caballero? Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Caballero.
Dude, Cab's one of my favorite, man.
Yeah, I got to meet him over there. And so so then when I came back to Bakersfield, it was my senior year. And so this is where I met like I said, Eddie. And so
wait, hold on, Drask, do you still skate?
Every once in a while. I got a big old freaking surfboard, skateboard.
Dude, my wife bought me the retro replica of the Christian Hosoi fish. Oh. Yeah, with the independent trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the OJ wheels. Like, I'm like, I don't even know what you spent on this. You probably shouldn't tell me, but it was a Father's Day gift. I was like, man, I'm the luckiest father that ever lived. I skate that thing every once in a while. I try not to mess with it because I don't have there's no, remember when we were kids, they had the gorilla ribs and stuff, so it'd keep your graphics nice. That's not how it goes anymore. Now, when you mess your board up, you mess up them graphics. But anyways, all right, come on, let's get back to what you're saying. So now we go up to Bakersfield. Yeah.
So then, high school. And so then, I'm meeting, met up with me and that guy, Eddie, were walking, which is one of my good brothers now. We're walking. So we were walking. He was ahead of me. As I caught up to him, we just started chopping it up. We caught the bus, and then we just ended up friends. And so then from there, we started hanging around. We started doing certain things, little parties here, parties there. And then we hooked up with another friend of ours that we met. And I don't know if you guys ever heard of.
Now, what are we doing for equipment when we're doing these parties?
Everybody brought something.
Oh, Filipino style, bro.
Yes,
we talked to DJ Jules. He said that's Filipino style. In the Philippines, if you're a DJ crew, this is how it works. One guy has a turntable, the other guy has a turntable, one guy has the mixer, one guy has a speaker, one guy has a speaker. And since everybody has those pieces, that's how come they become the crew.
So at this point, we're me and Ed are just we're doing with T's Army. That's what I was trying to get at. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
With T's Army. So we're helping him. He has his own DJ crew. Like I said, we were trying to help out, trying to get into the DJ scene. So in order to get more into the DJ scene, we had to be the ones that carry all the equipment. And
Fair.
that
That's
guy,
how it always
Thomas,
works.
he had all the equipment. So he started doing parties at the YMCA. So me and Eddie were basically the ones passing out flyers, doing all this, doing all that. It was just
That's
like
how it works.
more like
Paying
a party
dues.
crew.
Yeah.
More like a party
Man,
crew.
dude. Yeah. Me and
so
Adler
then-
were in a party crew when we were in college.
And so then we started that, and what happened? I'm trying to think now. I got a brain fart. So then after that,
You were handing out the flyers.
we were handing out flyers and stuff like that. So then me and Eddie, Eddie knew him, X-Ray.
Okay.
Have you guys
Eric?
heard of X-Ray? Eric, yeah.
Yeah.
So Eddie knew X-Ray, and he introduced me to him. And so then
Can somebody introduce X-Ray to us? Because we would love to have him on this show. Not that we don't love
man.
you, Drask, but
Yeah.
No. You know what? I will actually hit him up, and then I'll tell him to inbox you. He's a pastor now, so
that'd be
Yeah.
nice. That'd be dope.
but he introduced us. So then this is where it came to where everybody's brought something for a party. And so at this time I was hanging around with another friend of ours named David, and they were kind of like the what's that word? They were the Rite Aid of the neighborhood.
Okay.
Shall I say.
All right. Oh, I got
Serving
you.
the pharmaceuticals.
I got you. Yeah.
And so then that's where we met another friend of ours, which is now a DJ, is DJ Slice. I don't know if you guys heard of him. So
Yeah.
we introduced Slice with X-Ray, and then it was the four of us. So at this point, we're
That's
already
a sick crew right there.
yeah. So at this point,
That's
we're
a
doing
disgusting crew.
Slice's mom would allow us to have parties at her house.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Almost every weekend we were having
Oh,
parties.
wow.
They were called the B Street parties. B as in boy. And
Okay.
man, I'm talking about these were parties where I know X-Ray still has videotape because he had a
Really?
camcorder and he would record these parties. And these parties were like hilariously packed. So
Huh.
eventually
Wait, did you guys go through kegs at these parties, or
oh
did you?
yeah. Now these
And
were
was-
drinking. These were
Was there a
drinking
cover? Was there a
Uh,
cover charge?
3 to drink, 2 to kick it.
No.
Oh wow, I like that.
Nice.
I like that.
Okay.
And
That's like you're being reasonable.
Yes.
Hey,
Well-
I have a problem with alcohol. I can't drink. Okay, cool too.
we would buy one keg and we would.
oh,
It was awesome.
that's
It was
not good.
awesome. No,
The
trust
one
me,
keg
they were-
person.
everybody that knows Bakersfield would probably tell you these parties were like the best.
Yeah.
And so then I'm gonna stop there, but I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because everybody always talks about K-Day. Everybody talks about K-Day.
Right.
How you used to
Of
listen
course.
to K-Day,
Yeah.
K-Day this and K-Day
course.
that, but no one. I've listened to all you guys' shows and listen. People always bring up K-Day this, K-Day that, but people always don't understand that you didn't have to hook up your cable to the antenna to listen to K-Day. There was a radio station that was on California right before Union. It was all called Kaffy, K-A-F-Y. And Fridays and Saturday nights, you can tune in to Kaffy and listen to K-Day. A lot of
Oh,
people didn't know
wow.
that. A lot of people didn't know that.
Huh.
And
They were
so you-
simulcasting it from.
Yes.
Huh.
And a
That
lot
was
of
back
people
when
didn't-
radio was fun.
Yes.
Before all these government stiffs got involved.
Exactly. I wanted to bring that up because I hear everybody talk about K-Day.
That's cool.
How you had to listen to it because before and my uncle used to work there. After that's how we found out that you could listen to K-Day.
Wow.
And so then everybody, we used to take the cable off the TV and hook it up to the antenna of our radio so you can get K-Day.
Wow.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
because it was like it was like the satellite of you can get all this
Could boost it or something. Yeah.
It
Because
was the
AM.
stronger
Yeah. That's
antenna.
crazy. That's crazy.
And so that's how you got to listen to K-Day back in the days. And
That's crazy.
that building is still there. I don't know if it's still a radio station or what it is now, what that building is, but it's still there.
All
Okay.
right, so now you're DJing these
Yeah.
house parties, 3 to drink, 2 to kick it. I'm only buying 1 keg. I'm not refilling. There's 900 kids here. That means you all get half a beer, but they're still lit because the mota's flowing because you got the pharmacist there. So,
Yes.
so everybody, everybody's
it
got
was-
Dr. Greenco.
Yes, exactly. So, and this is after the Baker Boys had kind of left. Kind of already had left Bakersfield because
They're
they had
kind of starting to take off.
Yeah, because they had their club, you know, Vidal's. They had the zoo, and then they took off to LA, and then we took over the zoo, and then we started doing. This is when we started doing kind of little club scenes here in town.
Wait, was that Dos Muchos that just?
Yeah,
said
I was gonna
yo?
say one that's Dos Muchos. What up, Dos? And,
What
but
up,
two,
Dos?
Where's the zoo?
The zoo was downtown. No, the zoo was behind the well, you guys don't know where Mervin's.
Was that the F Street across
I don't
from
know
the
where
DMV?
anything
No,
is.
no, no,
Drask,
no.
so you're
This is the-
explaining this to Adley.
This
Don't feel bad. I live in
over there,
Pittsburgh,
where
PA.
Burlington is, behind Burlington, on the side of
Okay.
Burlington.
Okay.
Side of Burlington. So
Because
it was
Vidal's
over
was
there.
down off a Union in California.
Yeah, it was the Bakersfield, and it was in the basement.
All right,
Yeah,
so
okay.
hold on a sec. I don't even know how the Baker Boys like got famous, and like were they on the radio in Bakersfield as
Yeah,
well?
they actually had their own radio station here. This is when This is when you cruised Chester before the center divider was there.
Huh.
They had their own
Okay.
radio station. The Baker
Yeah, they
Boys
had,
did?
but it was on AM.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
What year was this?
I'm gonna say 90, 93, 94.
Okay.
No. I take that back. They had the radio station.
Maybe earlier.
Yeah, this is like early 90s.
Okay.
Like in 90. This is before I graduated. They had the radio station because we were cruising Chester already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
And it
so
would
they had
just
their-
would it just go out to Chester Avenue basically? Like it was a kind of low
yeah,
range.
you could go and everybody would be bumping the radio station because they were live in the mix. No They had like maybe one or two commercials, and that was
Wait,
it.
all right. So hold on.
Huh,
let's
that's cool. I
rewind
didn't know
this because you knew the Baker Boys, and
Yes.
like everybody talks about the Baker Boys. And for those of us on the East Coast that haven't heard of the Baker Boys, they were a huge morning show in Los Angeles on Power 106 in the
Mhm.
90s. So and everybody kind of copied the Baker Boys too, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
It's
So
true.
now let's get back to this. So when you're in high school, you guys are like in a clique and stuff like this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we weren't always together. We still had other friends that we went and hung out with and did our things. It's when we started doing the party scenes and stuff like that, and everything like that. And so then,
So when do they get the notion that they should buy a radio station?
I don't think they got the notion into buying the radio station. I think someone, and don't quote me on it, but I think someone hooked them up with how to broadcast it. But it was on AM.
So like
Oh,
so
okay.
pirate so
Yes.
from
It was
like
what
a
we
pirate.
understand, it was a pirate radio station, correct?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Like, I mean, the FDA or FCC licensing laws can't go that far back on somebody. And even if they do, we don't know for sure. If
Yeah, this is
was
30 years
pirate or
ago.
not. 30 years ago, heck,
Yeah.
all right, dude, it was a pirate radio station. That's really cool, though. So, like, all right.
Yeah.
Now, did they tell you, like, hey, man, we're building this radio station in our garage or whatever? Did they tell you that, Drask, or no?
No. We everybody that was in the party scene knew. It was just, and so this
They didn't talk about like their equipment and stuff, like, because that would be sick. Like, how old are these guys at this point? Like 19, and they're building a radio station?
Probably, huh?
Yeah, like 18, 19, around
Oh my
there.
gosh.
Yeah, and they're
19.
building a radio station.
No, I'm gonna say maybe like 20, because 19, 20 in there, because they're only Eric and Nick are a year. I think they believe they're a year or two apart.
Sure.
That's
Tell me that a
crazy.
20 and a 20-year-old in this generation would ever build their own radio station. They don't even want to do their own TikToks. Like,
Yes.
these kids are lazy. You know what I mean? So I mean, I've never really thought about the Baker Boys, but here's the thing: if we have people on here that are aficionados, we might as well get the backstory about them. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, no.
Yes, definitely.
There's more to all of this. There's a lot more.
Let's start spilling your guts, young man. For the love of God, internet
so
wants to hear this stuff.
So that's how they came about, and then they took off. But they would come back a lot. We still do parties, and then
I know,
our
but hold
party
on.
crew.
They had a pirate radio station. Like, how is this not blowing
crazy.
everybody's
I think it was
mind
called
right now?
Crazy.
Q94. I think it was called Q94.
That is bananas that two under 23-year-old boys were like, you know what? No one wants to hire us on the radio. We'll make our own radio station.
Yeah, and they did. And trust me, it was lit. It was lit. It was lit. And so we were still in high school. So then,
and it was always on, like all hip hop all the time.
All hip hop. It's only on the weekends, Friday through Saturday. Friday and
On the
Saturday.
weekends,
No Sundays. No Sundays. And so
is that your sister?
Yeah.
Little brothers having parties. I was hanging out with the Baker Boys at their underground club in town.
See, they were.
Oh, we got to get your sister on here. I want to hear about this underground club. Wait, was it?
It was Vidal's was lit. I snuck in there a bunch of times.
Okay, it was Vidal's, yeah.
And it was lit. That place was lit.
It's a food max now.
Yeah, it's a food max.
It's a grocery store now, but yeah,
it's a grocery store. So
that sucks when that type of stuff happens. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There used to be this spot in West Covina called the Safari Bar, and when I was a kid, I used to drive by it, and I'm like, when I turn 21, I'm gonna go to the Safari Bar. Now it's a BJ's. You know that it's like a cheesecake factory type of restaurant. I'm like, I don't want to go to that stupid BJ's. I wanted to go to the Safari Bar.
The underground. That's dope.
Yeah, that sounds
Vidal's was one of those spots. But was that all ages? Was it all ages?
No, it was Vidal's was 18 and up.
These two guys are hustlers, these Baker boys. I don't know. I'll be totally honest with you guys. I don't really know anything about either of those two guys. Or like I never listened to their show. And this is no disrespect to either of them. I left Los Angeles by that point. I moved to Phoenix. So like when the Baker Boys started getting hot, I already was living in Phoenix. And then by the time they were syndicated and stuff, I was on my own morning show. So I'm like, I can't listen to somebody else. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm fascinated by this story. So they built their own radio station, and then where's this money coming from? How can they?
Mom and dad.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yes. Their mom was their biggest manager to a lot of the things that they did.
Okay.
Awesome parents. Awesome parents.
But they were ballers?
No, they weren't. They were hard workers, but I mean, they weren't ballers. But I mean, they were all about making money. They were hustlers themselves.
Yeah, well, Vidal's was packed. It was 18 and over, and it had a good run too. I mean, it was a couple years, right?
It was their mom and dad's. It was their mom and dad's spot, or it was their spot?
It was their mom and dad's spot, but they were the DJs, so it was all about.
I got you.
Yeah, Vidal's. That's her last name, right?
It was more about exposure for them because
I dig it. No, I dig it. It's like Pakistani style, where all the family works together like that.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom. All
they all stick together, brothers, sisters. To this day, still.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's an awesome family.
Wow,
so,
that's crazy.
So then they left, and we started doing certain parties here, like the B Street parties, like C-, Chalk, Mr. Chalk, as you guys know him, Mr. Chalk. We call him Chocolate. That was our call because that's what his name back then was, Chocolate. And so we used to actually go pick up Chocolate because he lived in Lamont. Right off.
Oh my gosh.
We'd go pick him up to come do to DJ the parties and stuff like that. And so then it just like I said, the Baker's Boy would come down. We'd all get together. We were all friends. So there was a place called the Castle Royale, which is a bus station now. It's a bus like where they put fuel right there on Union, just past the freeway. That was the first time they because they always had like pools to bring down artists and stuff like that. And that was actually our first, my first concert that I helped with, and everything. Like majority. My help was picking up everybody. It was Lighter Shade of Brown.
Nice. Cool. What year is this?
This is I'm gonna say maybe like 92, 93.
Okay.
93. I'm gonna say like 90. No, about 93. Yeah.
Did they have an opening act, or was it just them?
It was just them.
Oh.
And so but before that, they already had brought Mellow Mayonnaise, Cypress Hill to the fairgrounds.
You know what Adlai's trick is, Drask? Here's how he gets an opener for Lighter Shade of Brown. he finds a bunch of local rappers and he makes them sell tickets for them. He says, "Here, give me $150 for these tickets, and I'll let you open up for Lighter Shade of Brown." That's what Adelaide does.
That's one of those promoter hustles. Remember those?
But it works because I mean it gets them exposure. I don't hate on that. That's actually awesome.
I know, man. That's why I was hoping you were doing it for Lighter Shade of Brown, bro. But I don't want to put that in front of you because I know you're a religious man. I wasn't trying to tempt you with that devil money.
I wasn't DJing at this time. I was actually my friend Steve, which he's a big bodybuilder now. He was a bouncer then.
Oh no.
We'd borrow his truck and I was the one picking up all the DJs in his little Isuzu pickup truck.
Nice.
And all that. And so then moving forward, we started doing what's up, Ern? We started doing parties on S Street, and that's when everything blew up right there for all of us. For all of us. It's just the S Street parties are like legendary parties in this town. Major. It was one house. It was my friend Eddie's sister's house, and there was so many people that inside the house, outside the house. It would look. I mean,
how old are you at this point, Drask?
I am 21. 1920.
Okay. Are there ever gunshots at these parties?
Never. There was never no gunshots.
Gosh, you lived a magical DJ life, dude. Wow.
When we did me, Eddie, and X-Ray, we did a party in the Colonia. And Adelaide, you already know where that's at.
No, what streets is that?
It's over there off of Mount Vernon and Potomac.
Okay.
We were doing a party at the time, Eric was DJ. We knew the girls, but Eric was hooking up with one of the girls there, and we knew we were doing the party there. And that's the first party that we did that got shot up. And I actually I didn't even know this, but I had got shot in the leg.
Oh, it was at a strip club?
No. It was at a house. It was a house party.
Oh, I thought you were telling Adelaide you remember the strip club.
No, the street. It was on the east side. The neighborhood was called the Cologne.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, you got shot in the leg?
I got shot in the leg because they shot up the party. We didn't even,
sucks.
We're getting all our equipment, and I remember Ed said, "Hey, your freaking leg is all full of freaking blood." Well, damn, who got blood on you? I picked up my leg, and my leg's bleeding. I had a bullet in my leg. Actually, ended up going to the hospital, and the bullet they couldn't take it out because it got punctured in my bone. So I still actually have the bullet in my leg.
Oh my god!
You set off metal detectors?
Yeah, when I go to the airport, yes, all the time.
That's dope.
That's crazy.
So, that's horrible. God. You guys didn't see it coming? Usually you have at least a 20-second beat before you see it coming. I would left my equipment. As soon as you start seeing them coming up like that, it's like, I'm out, man. I don't care about this equipment.
It was a drive-by.
Drive-by. Yeah, so, I don't know, man. I think I'd stand with my equipment. I'd be like, I paid too much money.
We did stay with the equipment. No, heck no. We know who did. I mean, we as soon as we were playing inside the house. As soon as we knew that everything was clear, everybody got together and packed everything. We took off. We got our equipment. We never left no records, no nothing behind.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be there the next day.
I'm hearing shots ring out. That's what I'm saying. If I'm hearing shots ring out, I'm in a backyard and there's a party. And I'm DJing, and I hear shots ring out, or I start seeing that mob. When you see that mob, it's like, oh, time to leave the party. You know what I mean? And you have that one dumb friend that, like, he acts like he's never seen a fight before. He's like, what? It's like, hey, man, I've seen plenty of these. I know how this ends. Let's just get out of here. You know what I mean? If it was coming like that, bro, and then all of a sudden I see some ratchets, I'm leaving, bro. I don't care about my equipment at that second. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm coming back. But, dude, if I see a gun, I'm not staying. I don't care about my records, dude. I do not care. I don't like guns, bro. In the wrong hands.
Nobody wants to get shot. Dude, here's a crazy thing to think about too, Drask. Think about if in the 80s and 90s there was Airbnb.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine just being like,
there'd be no more Airbnb.
They would have cut that loose already.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think no one has, even to this day, has thought about that. let me get an Airbnb house and go throw a party.
I don't
In
think they do
charge.
it like that
Yeah.
anymore.
I think they actually cut it off. They actually stopped it. I saw somewhere they're like, nah, no more parties. Period.
But I don't think the young kids like to get down like that. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
they don't because I've DJed a lot of even like high school parties and stuff like that, and and you're thinking about you're playing all the fat hits for them, everything, and they just want to sit there and listen
Nobody's
to music
bumping,
bob the
yeah.
head. Nobody wants to dance.
looking at
On
their
their phone.
phones. Yeah.
Like I said, I wish I could get with Eric and make copies of all those parties that he recorded, just so I could actually show people how these parties were. If you could look at one of those Dr. Dre videos when he's in there and the people are partying inside the house, or even the Snoop Dogg video, our houses were more lit than those because they weren't just inside; they were outside too. I mean, block parties, the whole block area and everything.
I mean, here's the thing: everybody was skinny back then too. Like that's the thing.
Definitely.
You gotta be relatively skinny to party like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, because I was thinking. So when you were talking about like having the boys club and stuff like that, and I'm like, was there liquor? And you're like, no. And I was like, oh, it was a boys club. You know, dude, I went to a boys club in Adelaide's neighborhood when I was in high school, where he grew up. He grew up in Orange County. I went to a boys club there, and they had liquor there at the house party that they had there. Liquor,
really?
And I was a child. I was like 17 or something like that, and they sold me that liquor. Now I'm not gonna say I drank that liquor.
Oh, you know what's interesting. Speaking of that, though, you could rent out the hall too. So if it was just some homies that are like, hey, because there was like a spot, there was like a banquet room in the bowling alley that you could rent out. And then, you know what I'm saying? So maybe someone rented it, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I guess possibly.
Interesting.
All right, so where are we here in
DJ Richie Rich? What's up, man?
DJ Drask. We got caught up on so many side stories that I got lost here. So, all right, so you're about 20 years old. You get shot in the leg. I cannot believe that somebody shot up the party, but it's a drive-by.
Yeah.
You didn't even see it.
It was in the hood. It was in the hood. So
at this point, are you like, I'm not doing hood parties no more?
No, we still did them. We didn't care. We still that wasn't going to stop us because I mean we were honestly all of us were too dedicated into what we were doing, and me.
Can't you find a better neighborhood, man? Come on, you can't.
Well, that's why I said that we started doing the S Street parties. Those started, and so we still did like other side parties. One of the guys would get a gig, and I mean we'd tag along with them, and we me like I said I was just like kind of like I say at the time. Like still the beginner DJ, even though I was, doing my little thing here and there, and the guys would always.
You got shot in the leg, bro. I'm no longer a beginner DJ. If I get shot in the leg, I graduate right that day, bro.
Oh yeah,
100%, 100%. I don't care what anybody says. I would be like, hey, look at you see that? You see that? Every time.
And so the guys would just I was like to say the one they picked on all the time, the friend. But I didn't care. We all picked on each other. We had good times. I have so many memories and stuff like that. And so parties picked up and all this and that, and we were doing this and that. And then like in 95, I took like a 10-year break, maybe 12-year break of DJ because I got married and I had kids.
Oh, that's always the story, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and so like a lot of my equipment got scattered here, got scattered there. One of my friends had this, one of my friends had that, and so, basically, after I went through my divorce, I was like, no, I need to go back to my roots, and I started up again. And that's by this time, Serato was already out, all this was out, and I'm glad that I started doing it again because now my son is DJ RJ. He was doing it.
Wildwood. Ernie has your speakers.
Ernie always has my speakers. But that's like my brother right there. He's my other brother right there. And so it's just like the life of DJing and knowing music. I mean, my wife now, she basically is going anywhere with me, anywhere, because everywhere we go, know somebody I know. We go out of town, we go out of state, and hey, what's up, Drask? Hey, I'm like, she's like, dang, we can't even go, out of state because somebody. And but to me, the career, the life of doing this, I mean, all the parties, Algie, that my other brother, he would have parties at his house, at his mom's house. At the time, it was his mom's house, and it was just, they were ridiculous. I mean, our childhood to adulthood was the best. Was the best. I could not even emphasize to you guys how much it wasn't the best. Because I mean, we all, no matter what, if it came down to having to fight, we all backed each other up. We took care of each other. If someone didn't have money for food at the end of the night at 2:00, we ended up at Jack in the Box every night.
Yeah.
And it was just, the craziness. We had, during our era, we had Monday Night Football. We had Taco Tuesday, Wednesday Wings, Thursday, Freaky Fridays, and Sexy Saturdays. And then Sunday, when during football season, we watched, it was like just chill at the house barbecue, and then start all over again on Monday, every day. I mean,
yeah, because he didn't have a wife and kids at the time, Adley. No. He was single again.
Exactly. No wife, no kids, nobody to worry about. I mean, and we were all doing our things or getting our hustle on to make our money. So it was just, it was an awesome lifestyle that, like I said, it's just, the DJs that came up in this town, that I can say that, even DJ Fred, Redeem, a lot of them that, that grew up in this town or went somewhere that weren't really known, and now they're known as older people, and we know this, we know that, and it's an all, like, when we get together, it's like a big collab. It's just it's the craziest thing. So it's just like, I wouldn't give none of it up. I don't care.
Cool.
None of it up. None of the memories. You've made friends, you've lost friends have passed away. This COVID thing has taken away a lot of our family, friends, and people we grew up with, and it's just Sparkle, the Godfather. I mean, I can't
God rest his soul.
I cannot emphasize, because I met Sparkles through that guy DJ Jerome. That's how I met Sparkle. Yes,
Alex
Bernard,
G.
rest in peace, Alex G. And I met Bernard through Alex G. EVP was just, he's one of the most humblest people that I know to this day. And I mean, it's just the life. And I always make fun of people when they're bringing out their controllers or this and that, when they, because I didn't have it at the time. I just had my turntables. So, but
it's different, man.
It's as I'm getting older. Yeah, I'll take my controller anytime. Taking those freaking turntables,
a lot lighter. Yes.
So, but I mean, I see a lot of these young kids, performers and stuff like that, and it's just DJ's gotten easy.
It's not. What you know what it is, Drask? We're cowboys, and that's it. We're cowboys. We don't need cowboys anymore because we have cars and we have processed meat and all these things. And so that's the fun part about this show, right? Allie and I get to relive your guys' lives together and get you tell about our lives. And there was times when we were something that the world will never see again. We were people who chose the music we had to play at the instant it had to be played. And when we were playing it at that instant, there was a magic when those people danced, and we knew it was the right record. But I better get that flashlight out as fast as I can, because I got to dig through them crates and find that other record.
Exactly. And see, have you guys? There's a TV show called it was on Netflix. It was called the Get Down Crew. You got to watch it on Netflix.
Okay.
If the first series on it, a lot of it, I say it's us, the way we were as becoming DJs, and the main DJ on there, that's X-Ray. And and it's all about Grandmaster Flash and how they first started and the way they were back then and all that. But it's a good show, and I always, I showed it to my wife. I go, that was us. That's how we were. We were the crew. I was the one while X-Ray was in the mix. He was like, "Oh, pull out this record." We're all, going through the crates, but we already knew where the record was. There was no, I gotta let me turn my knobs so my Serato could come down and pick my song. No, we were pulling records out and stuff. That's why I
didn't know where the record was, Drask. I was digging as fast as I could, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. If you were in alphabetical order, bro, you were a lot more organized than I was, because I was like, please, Jesus.
No, it wasn't alphabetical order, but we already knew where the record was. When he wanted a record in his crates, we already knew where it was, because we were already. And like I said, my first mix, honestly, my first actual mix that I ever made, my mixtape that I ever made, was from the radio.
Oh, you recorded off the radio?
No, I was recording the song off the radio and mixing it and literally blending the song. And I have that cassette. I have that cassette still, but I don't have nowhere to play it no more. I don't have a cassette player, but I have that cassette. And I remember we were inside Eric's garage, X-Ray's garage, and I told him, check this out. I made a mix. And he was like, what? He goes, for real? He goes, what? Because at the time I didn't have a cassette player to the RC, how to connect it to the record player. And so he goes, yeah. I made it. So he goes, he listened to it. He goes, oh man, let me dub that. He goes, that came out dope, And actually, it was my first time being like, I got this. I got this. I remember, because like I said, to us, us growing up, Sparkle was our godfather as our friend. Yeah. All that. But to me, X-Ray was my godfather, because he was, that boy could scratch. I was just like, it was just ridiculous, the stuff that he could do with records. And he came a long way, and, God bless his soul, because he's a pastor now and he does a lot of Christian music and stuff like that and does Christian sound and all that. But he did good, And so, like it's crazy not to talk about certain people when you grew up, how they made it, how they did it, how they were going, like all these parties. And just like Mike said, the green thumb was there, majorly there. I remember me and Eric locked ourselves, a cousin of his that was Jamaican, gave him a trash bag of chocolate Thai.
Oh my God.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember me and X-Ray locked ourselves in his garage one weekend where we didn't have nothing to do. It was a Friday. By the time we came out of his garage, it was Wednesday.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's how
that's
lit
bananas.
Oh,
yes, we had we went and bought a bunch of snacks and water and soda and all that.
Oh, you prepared.
We were in the garage.
That's like half-baked style, bro.
Yes, it was. It was just exactly. And I'll never forget that. And from then on, I stopped smoking weed.
Oh,
I never smoked weed
that was
again.
enough right there.
Because it was honestly, it just took so much time off our hand. And so, I just never did it again. Never. Every once in a here and there. What's up, Hugo?
What's up, dog?
You lived a magical DJ life, man.
I
phenomenal.
did, man.
But we always end this. We always end every episode with Adlai reading us some entertainment news, and then you and I can make fun of the celebrity. Now, if you choose to not make fun of the celebrity, you don't have to. But I promise
I'll
I'm
make
going
fun of
to.
him.
So, but we always allow the guest to pick the story. So, Adlai, you want to put some stories out for Drask to pick?
All right, we could talk about. Let's see. Okay, this is one of those topics that kind of comes and goes all the time. Hip hop's name their top 5 MCs. There's also a story about Shaq paying for stuff, and there's also a story about misconceptions. Which ones? Some of these misconceptions that people thought were true are not true. So you want misconceptions, you want Shaq, or you want top 5 MCs?
Top 5 MCs.
We'll start with that one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, so there was a podcast a few days ago, and Ice Cube was asked to name the greatest rapper of all time besides himself. The platinum veteran who has classics in his solo catalog as well as with NWA, as we know, surprised some when he championed Lil Wayne. He says it's hard to beat Lil Wayne. It's just hard, said Cube. Over a decade ago, another esteemed MC legend, KRS-One, made a similar claim. And then, Cube says, he continues, Lil Wayne, I just think he's great. His metaphors are otherworldly. And he's just an amazing talent. He's the best as far as lyrics and can make hits and has been copied. All these dudes are nothing but clones of Lil Wayne at the end of the day. And then, so we're talking about the top five MCs.
I never thought about Wayne like that before, but he's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lil Wayne's.
I was going to say, yeah,
sick.
right. He is right there because Wayne has come up with some crazy freaking songs. That
the metaphors that he comes up with are crazy. Like it's and it hits you from the side. And if you're not really paying attention to what he's saying, you're not clever enough to keep up with his metaphor. He's very like underground hip hop metaphorically, and then sells 1 trillion records and has his own brand of pants or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh yeah.
All right, go ahead, man. Tell us more about this goodness.
Okay, so they broke it down. There's whatever this website is. They asked a few different MCs who their top fives were. And so if we continue starting with Ice Cube, his top five, Grandmaster Melly Mel, Ice-T, Chuck D, KRS-One, and Rakim.
That's a pretty solid list. What do you say, Drask?
I'd say that's a good solid list. God, it's hard because
that's why this is a great story.
It's one of my top rappers back then would have been Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow would have been one of them.
Let's see who the next rapper picks as his top five, Drask. We'll see. Hold on. Who's next, Adley?
Okay, let's go with Snoop Dogg. Actually has a top 10, and he's got Slick Rick, Ice Cube, LL Cool J, KRS-One, Rakim, Run DMC, Big Daddy Kane, Ice-T, and Too Short.
That's a really solid list too, though, I think.
Okay.
That is a good solid list. Okay, so one of my other favorites that he's not very liked right now, all of those were great. KRS-One was like I would say he would be my number one.
He's pretty good. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. The bridge is over.
The one person that I actually, being who I am now and everything I've seen and everything like that, I would give a lot of it to Will Smith. Everybody's gonna be flipping on that one, and reason being is because he didn't have to cuss to rap.
Yeah.
If you notice any of his songs, a lot of his songs are all clean.
No, he never cussed in any of his rap.
And any of his songs.
Except he had one song that he cussed in. It was called You Saw My Blinker. Yeah. And it was whack. It was a whack song. So he never did it.
It was a whack song, but I'm just saying that he didn't have to cuss. I mean, I give it to, us growing up, like I said, NWA was like one of the first, gangster cuss word songs that you heard out there, because it wasn't cuss words till they came out. But he would I liked him for that reason, that because he made it that big without having to throw a B or an F or anything else in there.
And his songs were fun too.
Yeah, they were danceable. Everything was danceable.
It was saccharine. That was the problem. There wasn't a lot of substance to it. And none of his records would have substance to it. But
if it came down to a foul mouth rapper, I would say Ice-T.
Oh, really? I was gonna say Cube. Cube is my favorite foul mouth rapper.
Ice-T.
I appreciate Ice-T a lot, but my favorite
6 in the morning. Come on, 6 in the morning.
6 in the morning is great, but No Vaseline is great too.
Oh yes, yes. But he was talking about the other guys, so.
But bro, they still play that song, and that song says Easy's D smells like MC Ren's S. Like, bro, you can't say that anymore.
That's genius.
No.
Yeah.
Without someone trying to shoot you.
You can probably still play 6 in the morning, right? Like, there's nothing anti-LGB whatever in that song. But all right, come on, Adley. What else we got for these lists?
Let's jump to Rev Run of Run DMC. He's got Nas, which is we haven't mentioned yet. Rakim, Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Drake.
I feel like he's trying to be commercial, bro. Leave that
Yeah.
go. I don't like any of that list. That list was whack, dude.
Nas was
Kanye's
good.
all
Nas
right.
was good.
Jay was good.
Nas was good. Jay was good.
Yeah.
I mean,
like it
but
started good, and then it seemed like his publicist walked in the room and was like, "Hey, bro,
nah.
don't
mention
be putting,
Drake."
don't
nah.
They asked him for a sixth choice, and he said Nicki Minaj.
be. Yeah, come on, bro. Like,
So
Nah,
interesting.
come on.
he knew.
Might as well
Cool
just
G
say J Lo
rap.
at the time then.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, man. Like I'm telling you right now, Drask, his publicist was like, bro, don't put Cool G rap on there because then they'll think you're old. Say some young people so people think you're cool. That's
Also,
what happened.
Steady B, you know, come on.
Yeah,
Steady B.
course.
Wow, back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna go way back because that dude was way back before we were way back.
Yeah, Run
Like
DMC
you
was
should teach
original.
me somebody. He should have said somebody we never heard of before. That was an MC like before like Grandmaster Flash, and we'd be like, "What is like that's the true originator of MCs?" That would be dope.
One of the albums that I liked back then, growing up, and he didn't make it for what reason I don't know, but I don't know if you guys remember Just Ice.
Yeah, I remember Just Ice. Yeah.
I still have a couple of his albums, and it's just I couldn't believe it because a lot of his lyrics were actually really good, and I never knew why he didn't make it. You know,
I like Schoolie D. That was my
D
guy.
was dope.
That was my I don't know why he didn't make it guy. You know what I mean? I thought Schoolie D was really
now.
gonna pop off.
Schoolie D did do the theme song for Aqua Teen
That's
Hunger
right.
Force.
My name is Sheikh Zula, the rock ruler, the old school. Yeah, that song is dope. Dude. He came straight for the weirdest cartoon I've ever seen in my life, and he still put down a dope jam.
Exactly.
That's what Schoolie D was, man.
Yes.
All right, give me another list, Adley.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Now, let's see. LL Cool J's list is Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap.
Yeah. See?
Eminem.
I'll give it to him.
Chuck D, Ice Cube is a tie, and Pharoah Monch.
Oh, wow.
Which is one of our favorients.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pharoah Monch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pharoah Monch is dope, dude, because he can do those rattlesnake, those type of things.
Super skilled.
Ones.
Yeah, but he doesn't rely on it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not mad at Twister, but Twister, you take that away from Twister and you got a mediocre MC. You know what I mean? Where Pharoah Monch, he could do that, and then also have like ill flow.
Get cerebral with it too, man.
I would like to see Twister and Busta go at it on that one.
That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I don't disagree with you.
And
what do you think of that list, Drask? What do you give it? You give it an A or B? Anybody?
I give it a B. I give it a B.
What do you disagree with on that list?
Not much, but I mean, like I said, they're not going back enough. You know.
I mean, I think you guys in Bakersfield love the old school, and that I really appreciate that you do. But I don't even know if these guys appreciated that. But that makes me kind of wonder why they didn't. You know what I mean? Like, because they were like touching all of it, especially Rev Run and LL.
Well, see, I mean, because we're over here, we're not just, I mean, me growing up, I love more East Coast than I did West Coast.
Yeah,
but
me too.
There was more East Coast rappers before.
Yeah, exactly.
West Coast rappers.
Exactly.
So I mean,
Dress, do you remember the LA Dream Team?
Oh yes.
They're here.
Yes.
The Dream Team is here. Oh yes.
In junior high, I had a friend named James Hawkins. He would always rap that song, and I was like, "What?" And I was like, and I bought that record. I actually bought that record just so I could learn the rap. I could go to school and know that rap.
Remember, in the middle of it, they used the Gilligan's Island song.
Yes.
They're like, "So join us here each week, my friends. You're sure to get us fun." Oh yeah, but you still remember the words, Trask?
Yes.
Oh, dude, you know what song I liked from the LA Dream Team was Hollywood Boulevard. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh,
it was a
yes.
B-cut. Hollywood Boulevard.
Yes.
Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, dude, I love that song. I'm gonna listen to it on YouTube now.
Nice.
I forgot these songs existed. That's another reason why I like old school Bakersfield DJs, because they suck the stuff out of my brain. They're like, nope, I know that old school's in there, Mike. I'll get it out of you. I'm like, thank you.
Well, see, the reason that old school was so good is because they actually used the classics. I mean, I'm a deep. I can tell you, I'm a deep old school person, and it goes even farther back to even Curtis Blow and all that. When R&B was R&B, and you were listening to like Ashford and Simpson, and I mean Lenny Williams, things like that. Music where music was music, and I mean, and when
Hold on,
hip hop
Drask,
came
real
up,
quick. Do you and your wife ever just chill out and listen to a little bit of Otis Redding?
oh yes, all the
ever do
time.
that? Isn't that the nice thing?
Nice.
Hey, and this is the truth. My mom loves sitting on the dock of the bay.
Who
Right.
doesn't love sitting on the dock of the bay?
Yes, my
If you
mom
don't want to
loves
sit on the dock of the bay, you're not American. That's what I say. How about that? You got another list for us, Adelaide? What do you got?
Yeah, so let's take it to Drake. Drake's list. He says
trash.
Biggie, so Notorious B.I.G., which is the first time we've heard of him today. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Jeezy, which is interesting. Andre 3000, which is another good one. Yeah, from Outkast.
Wait, who's Jeezy?
Jeezy's the Atlanta guy, the Atlanta rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know who the heck any of these people. I like kind of knew who those people were, but I wouldn't put them on my top anything. Like I'm not mad at any of them, but they wouldn't be on my top anything.
Yeah, Jeezy was more 2000s.
If it came down to
Maybe.
my top 5, honestly, and they told me to pick your top 5,
Do it, Drask.
it would be KRS-One, it would be Ice Cube, it would be LL. God, my freaking brain fart going again. I would like Nas, and to even top it off because of the ghetto-ness would be Too Short.
Yeah.
All right, wait. Here's the rub. You got Nas and who was your first one? I can't remember.
KRS-One.
So you had KRS, you had LL. What it was KRS, LL. Who was after that?
KRS, LL. Dang, I forgot.
Did you say Nas?
Yes, I said
that was
Nas.
his last one.
Nas was more like Nas, and
Too Short.
Too Short.
It's the middle one you got to throw away. I'm trying to remember which one it was though.
Yeah.
That's the one you got to throw away.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Was it
Jay-Z
Jay?
in there?
It was Jay-Z.
I guess you could keep Jay, but you got that Jay and Nas rivalry there. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Big Pun. That's another good one. DJ Wild one. Ernie.
That was a good
Pun
pun.
is
I mean,
fun.
Big Pun.
like the whole and Biggie and Pac. I mean, if I had to throw it in there too, Biggie and Pac. It was just you can't beat stuff like that. Like I said, music like that will never be ever again.
Here's the thing, is like, so if I'm going, I've got to pick like what I want to do is pick genres and then pick portions of the country. You know what I mean? So like I want like a Fushnickers because like if an alien came and said 5 records, what is hip hop? And so you had to play them 5 records of the best hip hop. That's when I'm like, okay, so now I got to kind of move around the country. You know what I mean? Like
UMC's Blue Cheese.
Blue Cheese. Nice. Dude, and another, what about Redman? Nobody's brought him up.
Yeah.
Redman's good. I mean,
Meth. Nobody brought him up.
Method
Man,
Man.
good.
Ernie did mention Method Man in the comments. I think about like Ultrabatic MCs and Cool Keith. He was weird,
but he was good. No,
yeah,
and
he started a whole
You're
sub genre too about that, and he was kind of just, if you want a trip, dude, listen to him.
Yeah.
Dude, if you want a trip, you got to listen to this white dude called Tom MacDonald. I'm telling you guys, you will bug out, dude. This dude looks so weird. He's got these dreadlocks and stuff. But bro, he spits the illest, like, but don't listen to him in front of your kids, or if you have liberal neighbors, bro, don't listen to him in front of those 2 people because he likes to curse sometimes, and he's pretty patriotic. So liberal people probably wouldn't like this dude, but he could spit, dude.
You know who I really like, but
LL Cool J.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't got a chance to look him up on YouTube, he has his own music out, but he recapped a lot of music that people did. But the guy, his name was Merculus.
I think I heard of him.
You guys gotta look him up.
No, I think I heard of him.
He's out of Canada.
He's kind of a chubby white guy.
Yeah,
I put him on my playlist. Dude, his voice sounds like a 1965 black soul singer, and he looks like a white emo dude who needs to lose 20 pounds.
his voice sounds like Wolfman Jack.
Like he did this cover of this song. He's like, I wish that I was good enough. If only I could face your love, my love, my love. Dude, his voice, like when you hear his voice, bro, I'm telling you right now, his voice sounds like a roller skating rink when you're 12 years old and the prettiest girl's asking you to go for a spin. And she's not clowning you.
It's he already said it's like Hercules, but Mercules.
Yeah, I know that dude. Yeah, you're right, man. But you know what it is, bro? The new stuff is whack no matter how you slice it. It's whack no matter how you slice it. You can argue with me as long as you want to argue with me as to whether it's Ice-T or Ice Cube. But here's the truth. You can understand what I'm saying, and I can understand what you're saying. We can appreciate each other's argument.
It is. But what I'm saying is, as a rapper, he used a lot of the songs that are out now and changed and made them his own verses.
No, man.
But he made those verses better than the songs.
I mean, I'm not saying. Oh, you're talking about Mercules now. I thought you were talking about Ice-T or Ice-T. No, you're correct. He did. But here's the thing: even the songs that are out today, there's like 5 pop hits that are good. He sings a lot of covers from back in the day that sound phenomenal.
Oh, I know. Huh. Yeah, he does a lot of country songs too.
Oh yeah, dude, this kid is good. Like he'll do like an Ed Sheeran song and make it sound better than Ed Sheeran made it sound. This kid is good. I don't disagree with Drask. All right, what's our next story? What's our next story?
Real quick though, Pete Rock, CL Smooth. I'm a big Pete Rock, a great producer, but CL Smooth was a great lyricist too.
Yes, he was. Yes,
he was. I really like CL Smooth.
Yeah.
Okay. Or do we just want to sit around and reminisce about hip hop? I love it. I have no problems with reminiscing.
And the last Bay Area rapper E40. Don't forget about E40.
Wait, did they have Kanye's list on there?
Let me see if it does.
If they had Drake's list on there, I want to see if they had Kanye's list on there. Because it'd be funny if it was like this, and not Drake. And anybody but Drake.
Oh, yeah, because they had a little beef there for a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
They did have some beef. Let's see. Looking. They got some people I don't know.
Dude, wasn't when you were a kid, Drask, wasn't breakdancing so like methodical, like just looking? And...
I actually break.
Yeah, man. I used to pop when I was a kid. I loved it, man.
I was part of the Floor Masters back then.
Dude, when you heard them Herbie Hancock songs come on, and when
Raleigh D was too.
Oh man, that's dope.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't bring that up when we had him on.
I feel like he did.
Did he talk about that?
Yeah, but I feel like that was before Youth Authority. So all right. Come on, let's see the next story. Come on.
Yeah, let's move on. All right, let's go. You want to go Shaq?
Yeah, let's go Shaq. Shaq Diesel.
All right, here we go. Now, Shaq, apparently he's new to Dallas. And what he does, he pays for purchases at a Best Buy and hands out cash and meals. And he says, I just want to make people happy. So he was over there. He's moved to Dallas. He's got a home in Carrollton. I guess that's outside of Dallas. And now that he's here, he's becoming a generous neighbor. And he went to pick up the tab for a couple of shoppers at Best Buy and then just started handing out cash and hot meals to folks in need. Wow. How cool is awesome. That guy?
That's actually, he's on TikTok and he does.
Oh, he's dope on TikTok.
Yes. He's actually has shown himself doing that.
Yeah.
They're recording him. You know, he's walking in, he's talking to some little kids and then you can see the little kids staring at this bike, and he goes, do you like that bike? He goes, yeah, but my mom can't afford it. He goes, she can today. And he grabbed that bike and he goes up and pays for the bike for the little boy.
Or he'll walk over to the layaway and he'll just pay it all off.
Yeah.
Shaq is, dude, now here's my question to you guys. You guys think Shaq's a Republican?
Huh.
I say yes.
I say yes too, dude. I think so too.
I say, you know what? We'll get political, and I'll say it again, and you guys can hate me for it, everything, but I'm a big-time Trump supporter.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get canceled,
and you know what? And not to say nothing, Matt. You know, the guy did talk so much smack. He did. That's what got him kicked out because he talked so much smack. But he did so much for our country, man. He did so much. I mean, look where we're at now. Adelaide, are you walking to work still? Just,
I'm riding a bike.
Yes, here's the thing. I'll say this. The problem with Trump is that his only tool was he had a hammer. like a sledgehammer. You get
Exactly.
it? So it's like, all right, come on, man. You got to use more than just a sledgehammer. And that did make problems, but the media didn't really expose those type of problems.
No.
And that's what bothered me. It's like, okay, look, if the media wants to be mad at Trump and they want to point to West Virginia and say, hey, look, you got to stick those regulations back on. I get it. You like those people making money, but people have black water. That's not good. Hey, look, these guys in Mexico, they got to keep those Ford plants down there, because if they don't have a job at the Ford plant, they're going to join the cartel. And that's not a good thing. So if the problem was, if people are trying to sabotage you all the effing time, you don't know who you can trust at that point. And it's like, look, man, I'm just going to make this country rich. And what else does people think they want around here? Somebody talk to me. Religious freedom. All right, how do we do that? We get this. We get the Supreme Court. All right, vote me in. I promise you, I'll give them to you. I don't care. I could care less. Let's just all make money together. And then he just put his foot on the gas. All right, I'm not saying he was bad, and I'm not saying he was good. I'm not saying, I don't like the government, and it doesn't matter what hat they wear personally for me.
Yeah, well, and the reason I say it is because he was actually the first president that actually took over the government. That's what I like.
Yeah, he got wild.
Yeah, you're right.
That's
a good point.
That's what I'm saying. He took over. He's like, you're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to tell me what to do. I'm not going to have a puppet in the back of my head telling me that I have to say this. No, he would say what he had to say, and he would do what he said. Whatever he said he would do while he was in there, he did it.
All right, hold on. So Drask, tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't think I am. Doesn't it seem like there's a larger growing population of Latino Republicans, or maybe not even Republicans, but I'll say right-leaning to vote people? Does it seem like there's a wave of that going through the country?
Yes, there's a big wave of that going into the country. It's not just Latinos; it's African Americans too.
No, I agree with African Americans, and Asians are not jumping on as much, and I don't understand why. But I'll say you'll see it, but it's not as much. And I know that, like, you're not seeing it on the normal news, so you have to see it on social media. Yeah. Then you start meeting.
Well, the news ain't going to put it on.
Media. Yeah, I feel like you're correct on that.
The only news that's putting it on is the OAN, and that's why they're trying to kick them off.
Yeah, but
that they're trying to kick them off.
The problem,
that's Bill O'Reilly's station.
Here's the problem I have, though, Drask, is this, like, and this is, and I'm not trying to start political arguments or anything like that. I'm being 100% with everybody. And Adelaide knows this about me, whether he wants to admit it or not. I don't believe in politics. I don't believe in politicians. I don't believe we should have a two-party system. I believe that we should have far more parties. I believe in some of the ideals of the left, but I believe in some of the ideals of the right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's hard for me when everybody wants to argue about, oh, my side's right and my side's wrong. Okay.
Exactly. Well, you're never going to be right, and you're never going to be wrong.
But that being said, I do take a little umbrage when a certain political party thinks I'm an idiot because I'm a minority, and I can't carry my own ID, or I need to be spoken to like I'm a charity case. I have to be a victim. I don't like any of that. I want to work for mine. Just give me my rights to work, and I'm going to work for mine. If I can have my rights, I'm straight. Now let me work for mine. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that does frustrate me. Okay. Yeah. But that being said, at the same time, in my mind, bro, sometimes I look at the Republican Party and I think, look, if you just went after the African American vote, and you actually went after it and said, look, we want you to vote with us. We want you to be a part of our community. The Democrats would never win another election, but the Republicans never do it. So in my mind, I'm like, I think you're racist. Do you see how that? Do you see how as a minority in America, obviously most of our parents were Democrats. If you're a minority, you're starting to kind of get to a place where you're like, I don't know if I believe in any political system, but let me look at what makes more sense. When I see that in the Republican Party, even though I don't see a lot of racist tendencies like CNN tries to say, right? Like I don't see the KKK, all this other stuff. And I also do see a lot of like, hey man, Planned Parenthood actually is racist, man. I believe it is because it was created that way. So don't try to fool me on this. Like my eyes are open. So at that point, it's like, well, Republicans, why not just embrace this? Like, because, and here's the last piece. There's not going to be a lot of white people left in this country. Eventually, we're all going to be brown. And if you don't like that idea, you're going to be sadly mistaken in about 20 years. It happens. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, we just keep actually doing what America was supposed to do in the first place and becoming the great quilt. You know what I mean?
Think about this though, too, just to add to your point too, when you say like, okay, if you're reaching out to African Americans or minorities pretty much in general, hey, come on over to the Republican side, or, you know, because we can help. But if you're one of those minorities that crosses over, are you viewed as a sellout?
If a whole, you know what? It's got to be like the border. Nah, it's got to be like the border, bro. Everybody's coming all at the same time, flooding over, just running over as fast as they can over to the Republican side and going, I don't even know what you're talking about, right? Like they're starting to try to call you sellout, whatever it is. Like, bro, all I want is a good wage, dude.
Yeah, I want to make money and feed my family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your politics about trying to teach my kids.
Yeah.
Dude, I got grade school kids, Drask, and you know they're trying to teach them that boo boo yeah, bro. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm actually glad that my kids are out of high school and all that, because I mean, honestly, all that stuff is just, it's just there you go. It's the party call. I don't give a fuck.
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. That's my party. That's the party I'm starting.
Yeah.
Let me work. Let me raise my kids the way I want to raise them, and let me be identified as a banana.
That's how it's always been. It's always been, let me raise my kids the way I want to raise them.
Nah, but they're trying to change that, bro, and I don't like that business.
Well,
hey, men can have babies, guys.
If we're gonna be live here, I want to be known as I want to be identified as the best DJ in the world. So
that's right.
and I'll do that. You are DJ Drask.
And that's how we have to address that. Those are your pronouns.
Watch all the comments you're gonna get right now. You're gonna get all kinds of comments.
Those are your pronouns, Drask. So instead of it being him, her, or them, it's no. Best DJ in the world. Best DJ in the world. Best DJ in the world. No matter what. Yeah. So going forward, this is how
going forward.
So Shaq is a Republican, we think.
Is that what we think?
Yes, I think he is.
I don't know. Because, well, he did say that comment about his kids. He told his kids, I'm rich. You're not rich.
Yep.
Kids, I'm rich.
You got to work for what you got.
You got to work for it.
Yeah, I think he is too. You know why? Because he was like, I'm not a celebrity. I don't associate myself with them anymore. And he talks a lot about working, bro. Like he likes talking about working.
Steve Harvey
I might vote for him. If he ran for something, I might vote for him.
Steve Harvey says the same thing. Exactly the same thing. He goes, I don't give my kids anything. I let them work for it. They work for it.
Good.
Besides his son buying him a gift off his own credit. So
yeah, that's the way to be. Yeah, let them earn it and learn.
I don't know, man. Shaq, if you're gonna run for something, Adelaide's got your vote right there. Or
I'll vote for you.
Right there. I don't know. I mean, I don't vote, Shaq. I'm sorry, bro. Everybody could be mad at me and disappointed with me all they want. I don't believe in the government. I think they're all criminals, Shaq. And I would hope it wouldn't happen to you.
Well, but, I mean, being honest, you're right. You're 100% right.
And Shaq, if you are watching, let me know the next time you're going to Best Buy.
Yes. And where?
Yeah, because I'll be there. And my cart will be full.
That's for real poor people. Come on, you guys. Don't be those ghetto people showing up. Like, can I get 3? It's like,
walking out with an 85-inch TV.
Yeah.
All sad.
Because that's what I need when I'm poor.
Yeah. All right, what's our last story, Adley?
All right. Well, there is 10 misconceptions that you think are true, but they're not. And we'll start with the first one. Fortune cookies are not Chinese.
They're not the Japanese.
I knew that. No, they're neither. I feel like it was it was a way to cleanse Americans' palates in like the 1930s. Is that correct or no?
This says, okay, let's see. The fortune cookie is not from China. Rather, it was brought to the U.S. by the Japanese.
Oh, you're right, Drask.
They're rarely found in China and are often seen as a symbol of American cuisine.
Yes.
Huh.
Oh, they taste like garbage.
I was like, I knew I was right on that one. Because
they taste like garbage and like you're stuffed by the time you get them. And I always eat them. But go ahead, Drask.
Well, you know what? I was introduced to fortune cookies when I was a kid, but there was a place over there by, gosh, where is it at? Adelaide. You know where the old, well, you don't know the old Goose Loonies, but where Goose Loonies used to be?
Oh, downtown? Or
Downtown.
Even before that?
That used to be called actually the Far East.
Okay.
And it was the man in there, he was Japanese, but he made the fortune cookies there. They were bomb. They were bomb.
That dude might have been related to me. My
But
dad used to work up on the Grapevine.
Huh.
Maybe it was one of his family members. I doubt it was, though. I doubt it was. All Japanese people aren't related.
Dude, I found a fortune cookie still wrapped up in the back seat when I was cleaning the car.
Oh,
and
wow.
I ate it.
No, he wouldn't put no paper in it.
Huh?
He would this guy would give you the fortune cookie. He would make them in the back and give it, and then when you'd open up the fortune cookie, he would tell you what your fortune was.
That's pretty whack.
Instead of having it in the paper.
Huh. So he'd actually tell you, he'd look at you and be like, tell you a fortune, like you're gonna have.
He would say, "Fortune says
you're gonna find that new job.
You're gonna get some chicks this weekend."
But then what if he looks at you and just doesn't say anything?
Fortune says that you're gonna brush your teeth and this and that and all. He would always to the kids. He would say that.
Good.
You open it up. He looks at, holy God!
Oh man,
tell you your fortune, man.
Next one.
Go ahead.
All right, here's the next one. The Buddha was not fat. The popular image of the fat laughing Buddha with a big friendly belly is completely inaccurate.
No, but that's Asian. That's the Asian Buddha. The Indian Buddha is skinny. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. So let's see. It says this is actually a 10th century folk hero in Chinese lore called Budai, and the two have been confused over time. In fact, Buddha was an ascetic who prayed under a lotus tree, eating almost nothing.
He ate one piece of rice a day, one sesame seed a day.
Wow.
Okay, so
not true though.
So
Is it?
So he was
It's
never
all fake?
fat.
It's not true. The Asian Buddha is the fat one that you guys are used to seeing. The actual Buddha, what looks like the Buddha, he's the Indian Buddha, like from India. He's skinny like this.
A skinny
and
one.
then he has
Kind
this
of like
thing
a
on top of
Gandhi.
his, he has this thing on top of his head like that. But he lived off of one sesame seed a day. But it's a lie, you guys. Not. I mean, I shouldn't say that because some people believe in that religion, and I shouldn't disrespect that religion. Buddha was not he was a fictional character. So like the Buddha is the philosopher of the Buddha.
Okay.
Good to know.
Interesting. Okay. Now.
Yeah, so he's not a deity. He's the philosopher.
Okay. Now, what about this? Vikings did not wear horns on their helmets.
I didn't know about this one.
Yeah, an iconic image for identifying the invaders, but there's no historical evidence it's accurate. In fact, the horns on helmets for Vikings come from an opera scene by Richard Wagner, Der Ringsday, whatever. So it came out in like a play.
I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
But I was just thinking about how Drask was talking about Donald Trump, and then all of a sudden I was saying racist things about Buddha. I apologize to everyone who thought that was racist.
Calm down, Trump Jr.
I'm Japanese. My family was Buddhist. These are things I learned from my family. This is not something I learned from
so now we're gonna have to start calling you Trumpanese.
Trumpanese.
See, Drask. That's why I don't like talking about politics, man. You got me all trumped up. What's the next one, Adley?
Let's see. The Great Wall of China is not the only human-made object visible from space. None of the Apollo astronauts reported seeing any specific human-made object from the moon. Even Earth orbiting astronauts can barely see it. City lights, however, are easily visible on the night side of Earth from orbit. So you can't see the Great Wall of China.
But they're not talking about the Luxor. Like you can see all city lights.
Just says in general, city lights. So at nighttime, yeah. Okay. This says, now this is interesting. 3 kings did not visit the baby Jesus. One of the most retold stories of all time. This account is not exactly found in the Bible. I'm reading this. Instead, it says that kings might visit the baby, and elsewhere 3 gifts are described, leading painters to draw 3 kings with presents. but the exact number of kings and the belief that their names were Balthazar, Melchior, and Caspar is nowhere in the Bible. Mike's more of an expert on the Bible.
I was gonna say because, huh?
That's true. There were kings that visited Herod, but it doesn't say how many. That's the realm.
Okay.
Yeah, because it doesn't say, because I'm the same way. In the Bible, it doesn't say how many kings were there to visit him. It just says the kings came.
But
Plural.
the reason why they think there was 3 is because it was gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So the idea is each one brought one of the gifts.
Yeah.
Here's we'll do one more. Napoleon was not short.
What? Really?
Yeah, the little corporal's height was recorded in French feet, 5 feet 2 inches. But in English measurements, that's 5 feet 7 inches. So he was actually slightly taller than the average Frenchman at the time.
So he was a girl then.
5'7".
5'7", yeah.
At least 5'7". Drask, don't say that.
What's going on, man?
It's not nice.
That's an English measurement too. Man.
That's why he threw that story in there to be like, and he was tall, 5'7", ladies. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much for watching the Chino Brothers. DJ Drask, you have a good time?
Yes,
I had a really good time, man. Had a great time.
DJ Clever coming through finally.
Yeah, Clever, what's up, man? Clever, as we're wrapping up, stick around, Drask, in the green room after we hang up. You guys, please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and right now TikTok's blowing up. Thank you so much for everybody who's been watching us on TikTok and on YouTube. You guys are amazing. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Drask, where you at, dude? Where you want to tell them to follow you at?
You know what? You guys can follow me in my Instagram, Richard DJ Drask Carballo, or on Facebook, DJ Drask. Same thing, Richard DJ Drask. On Snapchat, DJ Drask. That's it. I mean,
and then shout outs, Drask. Who do you want to shout out?
Shout out to my friend Eddie, Fred, X-Ray, Chalk, Chris, freaking the Baker Boys, my friend Ernie, just everybody in general, my boy Juan, the Chino Brothers. Mad shout out to you guys. Your guys' show is doing phenomenal. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys bringing me on your guys' show. And shout out to my wife and all my kids, and everything out there, and everybody, peace, love it, soul.
Right on. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right, bro.